Welcome back, everyone, to Disco Elysium. You're here with Leon Lefebvre, otherwise known as DraxxKraven, when we were talking to Gaston. No one complains like Gaston, eats a sandwich like
It is such a
Gaston.
pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I aid the citizens, Elysium, on this fine day?
I would never ask this man to relinquish his sandwich. You mentioned Jean-Marie Boulot. Who's that? Oh, sweet Jeannie. He gets a dreamy look in his eyes. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol, maybe the entire world. Do not defile her memory, Gaston. There's an almost imperceptibly small tremble in his voice. Let her rest in peace. So you both know her? It sounds like this is between you. Oh no. So you both know her. Oh, we knew her all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was Renee's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy. And then you stole her from me! He jerks forward, but then grabs his chest and stops. Easy, fellas, no need for this to get ugly. Oh, officer, it already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk. You stole her from me, Renee repeats, trying to steady his breathing and still clutching his chest. Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled all over her pretty yellow dress. We were just boys then. This was different. The tall veteran looks at you and nods. No point starting this all over again, for the 1,001st time, especially when we have company. Officer, what happened to her? She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. Renee and I were both by her bedside when she died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back, will it now? Departed. Until the very end, she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met. The quick grimace of pain passes over Renee's features, but he immediately regains control. His face is now a dispassionate mask again. Why do you think she was indecisive? She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. The look in his eyes is happy and distant. But she was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Nothing wrong with weighing your options. That's a bit odd. Heck, technically we're both still engaged to her. You always confused her, couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries. He suddenly remembers you are still there and falls silent, turning away. Got it. Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. What do you know about the dead man? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week, but that's all I know, really. Really? You know absolutely nothing? No, officers, I'm sorry. I really would like to assist. You are both good guys, I can see that. Then help them, you wimp. You rubbed plenty of shoulders with the gauche caviar and the Union. Someone must know something. He means caviar socialists. I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean, and I don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that. Respects? The old carabiner can't believe what he's hearing. Sounds a bit like you're holding back. I'm not even anyone. Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly. Get the cock out of your mouth. Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, Renee? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Everard. Oh, how do you know Everard? Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium. What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later, when it had moved on. You don't know history. The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid, and alone, like a cracking marble statue. Let's try not to get too caught in the crossfire. So are you a Union member? Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties and help with little things. Everard and Edgar and the older Debardeurs all know me. So you're not an actual member. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Everard keeps me on the payroll just for little things. Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a weathervane, turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence, never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already. What are these little things you do? Oh, writing work mostly. Occasionally he needs something written and happen to have a way with words, people say. What type of things do you write? Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers about matinees and how things are and how they could be. Everett and I have these long talks where where he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda. Plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself. Are you a caviar socialist? The old man starts laughing. I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. But you need to believe in something. Freedom, the people, Revachol, money. I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want, even if it's nothing at all. I'm very adaptable. Ah, you stand for nothing, Gaston, so what will you fall for? Oh, well. That's all. I wonder, having observed Renee like this...
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
So none of that gave me a bonus for the composure check, so I'll have to raise it manually. But I understand Jeannie Mary meant a lot to you. There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Where was the photo of you two taken? Revachol Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lyon's name day, and the Carabiniers marched in the place of honor. You looked happy in the picture, smiling. That was the happiest day of my life. This is said in such a matter-of-fact tone, it leaves no room for doubt. Damn! What happened with you, Gaston and Jeannie Marie? I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Ikera operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch. The Ikera operation was a 7-year campaign during which Suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of Le Petit Continent, collectively known as the Ikera tribes, under the Revacholian banner. He gives Gaston a hateful look. I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues, you were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you, and you hurt her. Those days and memories are gone. He nods and looks at Renee with something resembling compassion. The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes. Oh well. Now, you see, if I had... Enormous bull is worthy of any man. If I had fucking knee-jerk chucked that bull, I would have tossed it into the ocean. And then, this book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. The book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. I'd have lost points on the composure roll until I found a replacement bull. But that means if I did find a replacement, I would have been able to get another check. So I really should have just chucked it into the ocean, technically speaking. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. The book is entitled Man from Heimdall and the Wildfire. This book is about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. A book about boyadero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Oh, wait. Hey, have I talked to Kim yet? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, good. He told me about the case. Hello, little little lady.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is
It's a
this?
bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl. Oh, apparently I failed my challenging encyclopedia roll. Wop, wop. What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
I'm gonna ask the other question just for fun.
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
What is a book?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
Interesting. Thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mom, her name is Placence. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register or organizing the stock. The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing out here in the cold because... I'm signaling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mom out with the store. She doesn't seem to understand what you're talking about. Shouldn't you be at school or something? I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mom keep running the place. Isn't going to school more important than this? Mom says it's necessary to do both. It's because it builds character. Mom says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. How's the business going? Mom says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed? Cursed in a way that makes them say no business here has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go ass up. I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so. I don't think curses are real. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. They're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes. Of course, sir. She doesn't really know what to say. What is this crime business? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. Okay, I get it. Crime murder gets people going. It's kind of like a puzzle, too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. You don't look like a policeman. What does a cop look like? Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. It's not your body that's important in police work. It's up here. Head, yes. No. Your resilience. Grit. A total disregard for personal safety. You've got to take the pain. This Mullen guy looks like he'd run to his mom. He ain't got the balls. That's a bit childish. A dick with no balls? Bam! Mullen's no real deal. He's got nothing on me. Nah, I don't want to say that to a little girl. Say what, sir? Nothing. Forget it. Dick Mullen sucks is what I meant. Of course, sir. He's just a fictional character. No match for you. What is romance? It's the type of books where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? What about when both of the men are bad? What about when everyone is poor? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I think I get to ask all of these. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. What about where both of the men are bad? These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. But what if it was written really well? Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. That could be interesting. What about when everyone is poor? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Well, sometimes you have to write about real life things. Not in romance books, These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mom. Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom Limb. I don't know. You can take this. Blossom like a plain pain flower. Yeah, and it drags on for years and years with no resolution in sight. Each of you filling with resentment and bitterness for having ruined each other's lives. Each of you tearing at the other's innards, leaving a gaping emptiness, a vacuum heart that still hurts ceaselessly. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how to help you. I don't need any help. I need a real book that tells it how it is, not this drivel. Sorry, sir. I'm still a little... don't worry, little girl. Got a bit carried away there. Let's back out of this. That's enough for romance. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists, or writers, or musicians. Those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. Seems like most people who read these books fail to get more famous from reading them. Reading these doesn't make the readers more famous, does it? But it does make the famous people more famous. She smiles gleefully. They're all dorks. These famous people sound like a bunch of dorks. Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything. Never mind. I literally had nothing to say. Well, I mean, I'm gonna make this composure test because I'm gonna have to raise my composure to help with Renee anyway. So let's see if I can figure it out. Oh no! Ah! Shit! You failed to do anything substantial. Huh. I'm a detective, and I deduce that you are a girl. Come on, anyone could notice that. Yeah. Actually, I just remembered something, considering my critically low morale. Hello, mailbox. This is Post L'Aventure mailbox's box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. Good mail delivery box. The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig! Fucked by the Kun! And St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best sets. Mailbox also. I feel for you, feel for you, mail collection box. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffito, someone has used the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever. Fuck yeah. There was one thing in here that I wanted to check out, but I don't want to examine the corpse yet. I mean, I know it's down, but Jesus Christ, he tore the entire fucking branch off. Why am I looking at you, trash container? How do I get the log open? We could try using my pry bar, or Lieutenant? We could ask for a key from the manager at the Whirling in Rags. This will be hard to do without the tool equipped, but with it, it shouldn't be too difficult. Still, convincing Gart to do that for me might be a little tricky. Still, who knows? What is the race enigma? Open the door for Everard, open the trash container, and get the body down. Damn, Measurehead. I mean, he is tall enough to reach the branch. I imagine he just pulled and didn't stop pulling until it let go. But there are more things to discover around here. To Roundabout North. To Cape Side Apartments. Understood. The ads read, broken window, Tibbs has windows. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Coin-operated viewer. 5 centimes. Pull the handle and look inside. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. Turn the knob to focus your vision. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay, and the ruins of a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Huh, Kim, there are ruins of some kind of building over there. Really? I don't have the outside to make it out. The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Yeah, Kim's eyesight is really fucking bad. But he's a great cop. Poor little viewer. Onuk written on the other side with the N and C scribbled backwards. An X-shaped cross topping its tower. This is a star of Pericarnassus, or the Chirio, the central symbol of the Pericarnassan Church. A star, a great moral height to be strived towards. Vandalism. Probably some kids. Oh well. That'll do for this episode of Disco Elysium. Join me next time as we keep exploring Revachol and go check out that door. But until then, good night everyone.